Hey guys, what's up? I'm Will, and before we get to our lesson today, I just want to share with you something that maybe you're not aware of, but I want you to know that you are invited to Crossroads Student Night. So every Sunday from 4 to 6, we meet at Crossroads Church for Student Night, and it's a great time to gather together with friends. It's a great time to meet new friends, to learn about Jesus, hang out, playing some games together, doing some cool things. And so I just want you to know that you are invited to Crossroads Student Night on Sundays from 4 to 6. So today I want to talk to you guys about friendship. All right, so friendship, it might seem like an easy topic, like why are we talking about friendship? I know what friends are. I learned. I watched the kids' shows. I know what a good friend is. And yeah, where all that is probably true, I just think there's more to that. So I was looking for some wisdom. So I went to the perfect place to find some wisdom. I went to YouTube, and then I went to TikTok. And I started to discover this trend that friendship is all about finding that perfect friend group. And also finding your place in that friend group. Like, who are you among these friends, these four friend types that complete a great friend group, or six even, 6 or 8. And so what I found with that is that's cool and that's good, but the reality of that is it's incomplete. That I want you to know that you are so much more than this boxed in version of what you add to a friend group, or that you are complete by finding this great rounded group of friends. Like, as good as that is and how awesome that is, there's so much more to that. That real deep friendship, according to the Bible and the stories that I read, is all about being known. If you feel known at your core, that's what God has created friendship for. And so we all have this desire to be known, to feel understood, to be cherished for who we are. And so I want to share with you guys a couple things from the Bible. And so I'm not going to read from the Bible on this first one, but I'm just going to give you break you down the story of David. So David is a king in the Bible, if you don't know. And he's the second king of Israel, but he's anointed to be king. He's slated to be king as a teenager. But if you can imagine, there's already a king on the throne. And so this adds complication to your life. If you are anointed by God and blessed by God, and your life is heading towards kingship, and yet there's a king on the throne, and I don't know that he would be so happy. So, just imagine, but this is really how it plays out. David has lots of trouble in his life because the king is out to kill him. There are moments in David's life where he's blessed by the king and the king loves him, but then as David achieves success, the king is out to kill him. But here's the deal. His best friend is the son of the king. His best friend is the son of the king. So if you can think about it, that's complicated for this guy named Jonathan. So his best friend Jonathan is true to David. He sees David, he loves David, he knows David, and he protects David no matter what. At the cost of alienating his family, he protects David, he loves David. He's a true friend. And so when you're thinking about your friend groups and feeling known and all that, just remember there are great examples in the Bible of great friends that stick by you. And so yeah, that's the bottom line of what I want to get at. But more than that, so it's a simple thing, right? Like, true friendship is being known and loved and cared for who you are, not what you do. But here's the deal. The perfect scenario of this, the perfect way to see this, is through Jesus. Because as awesome as Jonathan and David are, it's incomplete even still. It's like, yeah, I hope you find a good friend like Jonathan that sticks by you that way. But ultimately, Jesus is this perfect picture. And so Jesus calls this guy named Peter to be his follower and friend. And so I'm going to read to you guys about the reaction of Peter when Jesus calls him out. And so he kind of does it inadvertently. He doesn't actually say, hey, Peter, follow me in the passage that I'm going to read. But it's implied, and Peter feels called, and he feels chosen, but he's struggling. So I'm going to start reading from, this is Luke chapter 5. I'm going to start in verse 8. So just to paint the picture, they've just pulled in this huge load of fish that Jesus has blessed them with. And Peter is just feeling overwhelmed with this blessing. And here's what he says. But when Simon Peter saw this load of fish, saw all these fish, saw this miracle, he fell down at Jesus' knees, saying, "Depart from me, for I am a sinful man, O Lord." For he and all who were with him were astonished at the catch of fish that they had taken. So Peter says, "Jesus, depart from me. I'm unworthy of your friendship. I'm unworthy to be called your friend." And I just want to read to you guys Jesus' response. He said to Simon Peter, "Do not be afraid. From now on, you will be catching men." And when they had brought their boats to land, they left everything and they followed him. Isn't this amazing? This is such an amazing story of being chosen, being called, but really what I want you to see is it's being known. Because we are all Peter. We are all, if we're honest, if we come down, if it boils down to it with Jesus, none of us are worthy. Every single one of us needs to fall at his knees and say, "God, I'm unworthy." And just question it, like, why do you want me? Why would you choose me to be your friend? And that's the thing. He chooses you because he knows you. He loves you deeply. And he offers us this friendship that is so much more than those boxes that I talked about earlier. It's so much more than boxing yourself into, okay, I found my place. I found my fit. At the end of the day, you are so much more than those boxes on YouTube and being part of that friendship and what you offer. You offer yourself, and God has created you specifically in this very unique and intimate and wonderful way. And he chooses you. He calls you friend.